The humans' technology levels don't align with any known development pattern. They're using primitive fossil fuels alongside antimatter containment fields. Their cities employ both basic electrical grids and quantum entanglement communications. It's as if they're deliberately mixing advanced and primitive tech. Perhaps they simply developed unevenly, Rand suggested, though his scales rippled with doubt. In 3 centuries of diplomatic service, he'd nev. As they approached Earth, more anomalies emerged. The humans had detected their arrival instantly, despite supposedly lacking advanced sensor technology. The designated landing site in a place called Nevada was perfectly calibrated to their ship specifications. Yet Earth supposedly hadn't encountered alien vessels before. The welcoming committee consisted of just 3 humans. No media circus, no military parade, no panicking crowds, just 2 women and a man in simple C. I don't like this. Rand silently agreed, but they were committed now. As the ship's ramp descended, he prepared his carefully crafted speech about welcoming humanity into the galactic community. The words died in his throat as one of the humans ste. "Welcome to Earth, Ambassador Rand," she said in perfect Centurion, her pronunciation flawless. "I'm Dr. Emily Chun, Earth's diplomatic liaison. I trust your journey through the Orion Spur was pleasant? THRA. You speak our language?" he managed, trying to maintain his. Dr. Chin smiled warmly. "We find it's helpful to be prepared. Shall we head inside? We've prepared a facility that matches Centurion atmospheric preferences. Though I should warn you, our technology MiG. Ugh. Please make yourselves comfortable." Dr. Chun gestured to chairs that seemed to be made of plain metal, but somehow adjusted automatically to support Centurion anatomy. "Would you like refreshments? We have synthesized your traditional welcoming drink, though some visitors pee." Tekler's tentacles coiled tightly. "How could you possibly know how?" "Trial and error." The male human interrupted with a gentle smile. He introduced himself as Dr. James Martinez, technological advisor. "We're quite good at figuring things out." "Coffee." Rand accepted a cup of the dark human beverage, noting how the seemingly simple ceramic mug maintained the liquid at precisely the right temperature without any visible technology. Every detail reinforced the growing suspicion that they were missing something enormous about humanity. "I believe," Dr. Chen said, settling in her own chair, "you have questions. Let's start with the one you haven't asked yet. Why would a civilization capable of synthesizing Centurion biochemistry and building quantum-adjusted atmospheric systems pretend to be S?" Rand's scales shifted to deep purple. "You're admitting to TH. Deception implies harmful intent." The 3rd human spoke for the first time, introducing herself as General Sarah Williams. "We prefer to think of it as maintaining perspective. Sometimes the old ways have value, Ambassador. Not every problem requires the most advanced solution." "But why?" Tekler demanded. "Why deliberately appear primitive?" Dr. Chen's smile took on a hint of sadness. "Because true wisdom isn't about having the most advanced technology. It's about knowing when and how to use it. Humanity learned that lesson long ago. Perhaps it's time we helped." As if on cue, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. General Williams checked a device that appeared to be a simple wristwatch, but displayed a holographic readout that surpassed anything in the SU. "Right on schedule," she said grimly. "Ambassador, it seems the universe has decided to show rather than tell. We're detecting multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace. Raiders from the KXAN expanse. They've been targeting developing worlds, and they believe Earth is defend." Dr. Che. Ranwa Che. The KXAN raiders never knew what hit them. Their ships, bristling with weapons that could level cities, simply stopped. No explosions. No dramatic battles. They froze in space, as if CA. Localized space-time manipulation field, Dr. Martinez explained casually to the stunned Centurion delegation. "Much cleaner than weapons." Ambassador Rand watched as the raider ships were gently guided into a holding pattern around Earth's moon. His scales shifted to pure white, a sign of complete astonishment and high. "You possess technology that can control space-time itself. Yet your cities." General Williams replied, her fingers dancing over what looked like an ancient mechanical keyboard, but somehow controlled the most advanced systems Ran had ever seen. "The raiders are secure, Dr. Chun. Shall we move to Phase 2? Dr. Chun nodded, turning to their visitors. "Ambassador, we've been concealing ourselves for millennia, guiding younger civilizations from the shadows. But something is coming, something that requires us to be more direct in our approach." Before Rand could respond, a new alert flashed across the command center screens. Light years away, at the edge of Centurion space, an archaeologist's voice crackled through the facility's speakers. "An archaeological team has just made a discovery that will shatter the galaxy's understanding of history." The team's leader, Dr. Vexa, stared at her findings in disbelief. "The artifacts I've uncovered, they're human. I found evidence that humans were among the stars when my people were still learning to make fire." The command center in Nevada displayed her transmission in real time. Dr. Chin smiled softly. "Right on schedule," she said. "Ambassador, would you like to know why we've maintained our technological masquerade for so long?" She gestured, and the facility's walls became transparent, revealing vast underground complexes stretching for miles in every direction. Ancient ships, temporal observatories, and technologies that defied description stood alongside simple steam engines and internal combustion motors. "Humanity reached the stars millions of years ago," Dr. Martinez explained. "We built empires, fought wars that made stars go dark, wielded power that no species should possess. And then we realized something that nearly destroyed us. Technology without wisdom is a path to extinction." General Williams pulled up historical records that made Tekler's tentacles curl in shock. "We nearly wiped ourselves out dozens of times before we understood. True advancement isn't about having the most powerful tools. It's about knowing when not to use them." Across the galaxy, more discoveries were pouring in. Human artifacts millions of years old were found on thousands of worlds, each piece telling the same story: an ancient civilization that had reached godlike power and chosen to step back. "We established Earth as a preserve," Dr. Chin continued. "A place to remember our roots, to maintain perspective. Those fossil fuel plants you mentioned, they remind us of the cost of progress without foresight. The simple machines teach us humility." "Development program?" Ran asked, his diplomatic training struggling to process the implications. Dr. Martinez smiled. "We've been guiding younger species, helping them avoid our mistakes. Those raiders we just stopped? They'll wake up tomorrow with no memory of the incident, but with a mysterious new understanding of why conquest isn't the answer." Suddenly, every screen in the facility lit up with urgent warnings. Dr. Chin's expression turned grave. "And now you understand why we're revealing ourselves," she said softly. "Something is awakening out there. Something we fought eons ago. Something that requires us to stop hiding and start preparing the galaxy's younger races for what's coming." The images on the screen showed a darkness spreading between the stars, a void that consumed light itself. General Williams' ancient-looking wristwatch projected a countdown that made the humans' expressions turn grim. "Ambassador," Dr. Chin said, "your people call yourselves the Centurion Alliance, masters of known space. But there are regions of space that aren't known, threats that we've been holding back since before your ancestors discovered fire. It's time for humanity to step out of the shadows, not as conquerors, but as teachers,